So welcome to the video lecture series on construction of a lexical analyzer using Flux tool. So Flux tool is called as fast lexical analyzer tool. So it is a pre-built tool which is available in internet at free of cost. So now first we will discuss how to actually download this tool and then make use of this tool in the real-time scenario. So to download Flux tool, just type Flux download in Google. So you can see that in the second link, you can see that download Flux 2.5.4. You can download any version, but I'm specific with this version called as Flux 2.5.4a. Now it will be automatically getting downloaded here. The first step is you want to install this tool. So to install this tool, click this tool double times. It will be asking for it. Yes, give next. You just accept the agreement, give next, and I'm trying to install in C:\GNU Windows 32. So this is the root directory where this Flux tool is getting installed. I have already installed it. So simply click next and do that. So now once if we install this, so I will cancel it because I have already installed this. Now you go to the root directory. So I have installed in C:\GNU 32. Go to the bin directory. You can see that in bin directory there is a tool called as Flux tool. This is already available. Now you just take this path, copy this path, then go to environment variable. So go to this environment variable, then click this environment variables button, then go to path, so in path you have to add this. So I have already added the C:\GNU win32.bin. To add this, you have to simply click edit and add it. And finally press OK. Now I have already done this, so no need to redo it again. Now once you have done this, then you go to any command prompt, any colon in command prompt. Now if you type Flux, okay, it should actually recognize this. Okay, so when you type Flux, it should be waiting for some time. That means it is recognizing this command. Now the first concept here is now how to write the rules for this Flux. Now let us assume that I have an E:. I try to open a new folder. In that folder I simply take lexical. Okay, lexical is the name of the folder I have. So inside this lexical I will have a notepad. So all these Flux commands you can type in the notepad. So now this notepad where you are going to write the Flux rules. So now how to type the Flux rules? So you should actually start with the percentage symbol, open brackets, then percentage symbol, close brackets. Now this is called as the definition section. So this is called as the definition section. Definition section. All the definitions you can write it here. All the definitions you can write it here. Now the next is you use two percentage symbols and then two percentage symbols consecutively. Now this place is called as a rule section. So this is called as a rule section. It is called as a rule section here. Now next what you require is you require a wrap. You require a wrapper for this complete Lex file. So what is a wrapper here? So the wrapper is actually YY wrap. So YY wrap, I don't have anything here. I close this, open and close brackets. And finally, you want a controller section. The controller section is nothing but the main program. So where you are going to start the program, you are going to write it here, int main. And inside this int main, I simply make it as printf and enter the lexeme. Enter the lexeme. So in this case, we are going to classify this, enter the lexeme. I'll just type it, enter the lexeme. That's it. Okay. And after this, you are going to write YYLux. So YYLux is called as a built-in function, which actually not only actually gets the input, it also calls the rule section. So it actually performs two major activities. It gets the input, and apart from it, it also actually performs the rule section, activates the rule section. Now, and finally, this has to return an integer value. So I am simply returning a value called as 0. So this is a way of writing lex tool. Now we will start with the lex. We'll start with the rules. Now first we want to recognize only an alphabets, lowercase alphabets. Now see here, if you want to recognize only a lowercase alphabets, I can write A to Z. Okay. So A to Z, when it is actually flanked by square brackets, any character, any one character from A to Z will be recognized here. Any one character from A to Z will be recognized here. So I simply write it as printf percentage S is lowercase. Percentage S is lowercase. Okay. And what is this percentage S? I have to simply give the name of the string here. So any small case alphabet, if I type it, that will be actually recognized. Okay. And the recognized text will be stored in this variable called as YY text. And make this. Now suppose if I give /n, if I give a new line character /n, simply make it a stop the program by returning the value called as 0. By returning the value called as 0. And if I have anything else, say for example, if I use dot means it is called as any character. Use any character, don't do anything. So this is the rules here. Now we'll first recognize that whether small case, lowercase letters are actually accepted by this. So I save this file. So save this file here inside E:, and there is a folder called as lexical folder. Inside this lexical, I just name it as file name is called as rules.l. So all this lexical file should be named with L extension. Rules.l. I save this. Now, how to make use of this? How to make use of this? Now, to make use of this, go to the command prompt. You go to E:. In E:, I have a folder called as lexical. Inside this, I have this file called as rules. So rules.l. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to compile this file with the help of Flux tool. So, how to compile this? So, Flux name is called as rules.l. Now, once if it is successfully compiled, a new file will be created. And what is a new file? The new file is called as lex.yy.c. So, if everything goes right, this lex.yy.c will be created. Now, let us see how it actually, what we can do with this file called as lex.yy.c. Now, to make use of this C file, this is a generated file from the lex file. Now, to make use of this file, you simply type gcc lex.yy.c, and I want a output file from this, so I simply give -o and I name this as my rules. My rules is the name which is given for this file. Okay, so what happens is this C file will be compiled and the exe file will be created with the name called as my rules. So you have a warning message, so simply ignore that warning message. Now you can use this file called as my rules. So my rules is called as exe file. Now enter the lexeme. So any small case letter has to be recognized. Say for example, I am simply typing called as D. So D is called as a lower case. It is recognizing. It is recognizing. Now I have written only a rule which can recognize only a single lowercase letters. For imagine that I want to actually accept integer in lowercase and uppercase together. So how to write it? So say for example, if I want to enter alphabets alone, it has to recognize that this is called as a number. If I want to recognize a number, I have to write the rules for it. If I want to recognize a keyword, I have to write the rules for it. So how to do that? Now we will go to the lex file once again. So far we have done to recognize only a small case letters. Okay. Now we will also write to recognize a capital case letters also, A to Z. Okay, and it is not going to be confined in only one character. I can give any character. So I simply make it as plus. Okay, so plus means you know that anything which starts from one or more number of characters. One or more number of characters will be given as plus. Okay, now YY text will be recognizing it is a lower case. It is called as a, I can say that it is an identifier. If anything is given like this, I can say it is called as an identifier. Now, suppose I want to get recognize numbers. So numbers actually span from 0 to 9. So 0 to 9 is called as numbers plus, and I give the rule called as printf. So percentages is a number. At least one digit has to be permitted, isn't it? So number make a match to this YY text. That's it. So now I have written two rules now to recognize an identifier as well as a number. So we will try to